Lenoir City Board of Education meeting. Roll call.
Rick Chadwick,
Here.
Matthew Coleman,
Here.
Lynn McNish,
Here.
Mitch Ledbetter, Bobby Johnson's absent.
Everyone please stand for a moment of silence. Pledge of allegiance. Thank you very much. I pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
I don't know about you guys, but I'm 6 feet apart. Pull mine out. All right, number 6, approval of agenda. I do want to add a couple of things to item 14. That's the one about the 2% raise. It'll be retroactive beginning July the 1st, 2020, and will include the director of schools. Anybody got a problem with that?
Motion to accept the agenda.
Major motion.
Oh. I didn't know we were already voting. Yes.
All right, we got a motion in a
A
second.
second, yeah.
Any discussion about the agenda? Roll call.
Rick Chadwick,
Aye.
Matthew Coleman,
Aye.
Lynn McNish,
Aye.
Mitch Ledbetter.
Item number 7, approval of minutes from September 10th, 2020 regular board meeting.
Motion to approve the minutes. Second.
Got a motion and a second. Any discussion? Roll call.
Rick Chadwick,
Aye.
Matthew Coleman,
Aye.
Lynn McNish,
Aye.
Mitch Ledbetter.
Item 8, hear a motion with pay or bills.
Second.
Got a motion and a second on the bills. Any discussion? Roll call.
Rick Chadwick,
Aye.
Matthew Coleman,
Aye.
Lynn McNish,
Aye.
Mitch Ledbetter.
All right, under new business. Item 11, approval of LCHS partial roof replacement, phase 2 bid.
Yes, board, this was part of our budget, approved expenses, and so the bids have gone out for the high school, roof replacement phase 2. And you will see in your details that the, Ridge Roofing is the, roofing company that we recommend we go with at the low bid there.
We pay our architect by page to write that up?
Huh?
We pay our architect by page to write that up? 140, I've never seen.
Yeah, it's a
I
cool.
kept reading, I thought, about 100 pages I quit.
Yeah, yeah, but our architect said he had worked with this roofing company before.
Yes,
It does indeed come in a little under budget, so that's always a good thing.
I make a motion we approve.
second.
Second me. Got a motion and a second. Any more discussion? Roll call.
Rick Chadwick,
Aye.
Matthew Coleman,
Aye.
Willie McNish.
Aye.
Mitch Ledbetter.
Item 12, approval of the 2020 local education agency compliance report.
And boy, this is, each year we have to certify that as a director of schools and an education association, that we are complying with all of the state of Tennessee laws that govern education. And so we have certified that we are in compliance with all federal and state Board of Education rules. So I ask for approval to send that designation in.
How did that fingerprint deal go 20 years without? It said employees who were hired before 2000 that were not fingerprinted.
You know, the legislature put into place a schedule that every 5 years we have to fingerprint people. And prior to that, it was just when they were hired. And so now we're kind of playing catch up to go back because school employees, as you know, teachers are very loyal and we treat them well and they want to stay. And so a lot of time can go by between the time when we do those checkups. And so the last, I believe 3 years ago is when the state changed that. Said every 5 years, everybody would be re-fingerprinted and background checked.
You have to do that every 5 years?
We do, and that is a significant cost to us in the HR department, but we have built that in also with our budgeting the last 3 years. So each year we do send a list of employees out to the schools and the system, and we comply with getting them in here and getting them up to date on their background checks. So I ask for approval for that.
Motion to approve.
Second.
You second, Glenn? Me. I can't hear you.
Second.
Maybe it's a mask, I don't know. Got a motion and a second. Any more discussion? Roll call.
Rick Chadwick.
Aye.
Matthew Coleman.
Aye.
Willie McNish.
Aye.
Mitch Ledbetter.
Okay, item 13, these are the policies that we went over in the workshop. So I'll just read them all, and if y'all got any questions or whatever, we'll talk about them. Item number A, revision of LC BOE policy 1.406, minutes. Item B, revision of LC BOE policy 6.319, alternative school programs. Item C, adoption of 4.205, enrollment in college level courses.
Make a motion, we approve the revisions and the adoption.
Second. Got a motion and a second. Any more discussion on these three policies? Roll call.
Rick Chadwick.
Aye.
Matthew Coleman.
Aye.
Willie McNish.
Aye.
Mitch Ledbetter.
All right, item 14, discussion of proposed 2% raise for all employees to be retroactive beginning July 1st, 2020, and to include the director of schools.
Well, I'm excited we can do that. I make a motion to
I'm
approve.
very excited we can do it. Our taxes were a little bit higher than what we anticipated, so
And we didn't know state of the economy and COVID, what that was,
right.
how it's gonna affect. So I'm
They
like
were,
everyone else, glad to hear that we financially we're
Yeah.
better
Everybody
than what
needs
we
a raise.
anticipated.
they were a whole lot better than we thought they'd be.
Yeah.
And I know being a difficult year, administrators and y'all work tirelessly around the clock anymore, so thank you and hopefully we'll help a little bit anyway. So.
Yeah.
I second.
Oh, was that a motion?
No, I made a motion.
Oh, you made a motion, he seconded? Okay, we got a motion and a second on the 2% raise. Any more discussion? Roll call.
Rick Chadwick,
Aye.
Matthew Coleman,
Aye.
Glenn McNish,
Aye.
Mitch Ledbetter.
Do we need to clarify about the 1% bonus?
Huh?
Do we need to clarify about the 1% bonus?
Oh, the 1%, yeah, the 1% bonus now, you won't be getting it in December. I believe you'd rather have the 2% because it will help you on your retirement and your extra insurance and all that stuff.
I see a lot of head shaking.
Do we get both?
So, thank you guys very much.
Thank you.
Thank
Till we
you,
get
school
both,
board.
Rick.
All right, superintendent comments.
Well, it's always good to follow up with such good news. And so I just want to say, on behalf of the entire school district, thank you so much. This is a vote of confidence and understanding of the type of unusual circumstances that we are in now. But I also want to recognize that back in the spring when we had our budget talks, I am very pleased that we have a school board that is physically responsible, and we didn't know what was coming, and you took the physically responsible stance in making sure that we were ready to go into the next school year with everything we needed to open schools. And so that's where the focus was. And now we have the opportunity to come back and, as we said during budget time, that if we could come back and look at our financial situation after we knew a little bit more about it, then different decisions could be made. And you've done that. So you've kept your word, and I just thank you. Thank you for the integrity that you all show as board members. I also want to say thank you to our employees. Everybody is and continuing to work very, very hard. Not only our teachers and custodians and bus drivers and maintenance people, but our administrators and our nursing staff. I want to recognize Ms. Melanie Crook, who's here representing our nursing staff. They have been called upon to do above and beyond what we as school people ever dreamed that we would be doing. So let's get that. We are looking forward, and we're continuing to look for ways of providing additional support. There's a lot of work to be done now that we've never had to do in schools before. With COVID, we are looking at our nurses being in communication constantly with the health department and with families. Families have questions that are often medically related, but now they're also school related. So we're asking Ms. Crook to work with our teachers and secretaries and everybody who can to help with contact tracing and making telephone calls, that we learn to be patient with each other during this time. We ask for the community to be patient as well. It is a hard time, but we are doing the very best with our number one goal in mind, and that is that students are safe and that we're doing our job to educate them. So I had that conversation with the head of the health department, in the fact that they have their job to do, but we have our job to do as well, and we've got to work together to make sure we're doing the best we can for our students. This reminder, next week is fall break. It is a welcome opportunity for us to take some time off and refresh. We do have, I do believe that the roof that we just approved is going to be starting next week at the high school, so there will still be work being done in the school system. But it is fall break, so I just wish all of our staff and teachers and families an opportunity to take some time. After fall break, we are looking at getting some information on students who would like to continue to learn virtually. So any of the students who are passing in the first semester and have been a virtual student will be welcome to re-enroll for second semester. There will be some criteria. If they're not being successful online first semester, then they will not meet the criteria for enrolling second semester. We think that's just what's important for us as a district to make sure that we let parents know that. So Dr. Smallin is communicating that out with parents. We will have a window open from October the 19th to November the 13th to gauge what that's going to look like. You know, we have to staff accordingly to that. But looking at our numbers so far this school year, we're up. We have probably one of the largest enrollments that we've had since I've been superintendent. And looking at those numbers, we have a position that you all already approved in the budget as a half-time teaching assistant at the middle school. That position we hired for, but the person in that was in that position was hired in a different position due to another teacher leaving to go to Knox County to fill a position. So, bottom line, that position is vacant. As we get our numbers in from this window, I anticipate that we will need to change that half-time position to a full-time teaching position to meet the requirements of our numbers. So at our next workshop, I'll have more information to share with you there. Just kind of want you to be thinking along those lines that we might indeed need to change that to a full-time teaching position. So as we move through the next steps, we're going to continue to work hard, and I just again want to express my appreciation to this board for the work that you do, making sure our teachers and students are number one every day. Thank you.
Other than those students who are eligible for virtual, after fall break, the schools are going to open back up this slide.
Yes, thank you.
Okay.
Yes. You know, currently pre-K through 6th grade have had no change. They're here every day, 5 days a week. After fall break, we're bringing back our hybrid students. So grades 7 through 12, if they have been in a hybrid situation, they're going to be full-time back with us. And that was a conversation I had with the health department, saying this is where we are. We need to educate our students, our families, our kids want a full-time teacher in front, opportunity. So we're going to do that because our job is to educate students, and so we're going to do that. In making that call, then because of the lack of social distancing, we might need to quarantine more students. We don't know. I was talking to, this virus is an all, it does not discriminate against anyone. Age, socioeconomic, it doesn't. And so we know that we will continue to serve our students, whether they are working at home because of quarantine or whether they're sitting in front of the teacher. But we've learned some things in this process. I think when we first started, it was kind of like with our budget. We were very conservative in making our budget choices, which was the right thing to do. We were also very conservative when we started school. We thought, okay, the first time we had an outbreak, we thought, okay, we need to change everything. We've learned a little bit now. We've learned that a lot of those students that are indeed contact traced and are quarantined still continue to be healthy, which is a wonderful thing. That's what we want. So we're learning a little bit more about this big bad virus, and it is real. And we do want to err on the side of caution, but at the same time, we've got to balance that with making sure students are successful in the classroom as well. So all of that said, what we've learned from our experiences, we are bringing our students back full force, with the exception of those that chose to go fully virtual. Now, with that said, we have some students that our principals have identified as needing some help. Even though they are virtual, they are still not being successful. So we have a plan at the high school following fall break to bring back some students who are in that fully virtual group to have some face-to-face, one-to-one opportunities with teachers. And we were just talking about that before the board meeting. We've got, I think, a good plan at the high school. Ms. Hoagland has done the same thing at the middle school. She's already polled parents of those virtual students and said, if you want to bring your child back, let me know. And she now has those numbers, and we are working those into the regular schedule for after fall break. So not only are our hybrid students coming back, but for those parents who need and students who need that additional face-to-face work that are currently virtual, we are providing support and opportunity for them so they can get back on track. So again, that's a lot to do, but it's important work. And I'm thankful that we have leaders like this at all of our schools, elementary, middle, and high, that are willing to make changes as quickly as possible to make sure kids get what they need. So, thank you for asking that. Yes, we will have a different look when we come back. Everybody will be back that is currently a hybrid student. Y'all have any questions about any of that?
Mitch, got anything? Hey, you got something?
Yeah, you're talking about the virtual students who need help are gonna come back, but I thought we said earlier that the virtual students that weren't doing well were not gonna be eligible for virtual classes the next semester.
That's right. But first semester, they're still in virtual. And we don't want them, we still have time first semester to remediate and get their work made
Okay.
up and
Okay.
try to make them become
Yeah, I see
successful
what you're saying.
before the semester's out. You know, we
Yep.
still have 9 weeks, 8 weeks left in the semester. And so we don't want to waste a minute of that. And we know already, midterm, that they're not making it. We're going to throw every resource that we can have at them to make sure that they get caught up. Because the worst thing in the world is for a student to dig themselves into a hole and have to dig back out. And so we are opening an opportunity for them to come back.
Mitch? You got anything? Lee? Effie?
Hey, Mike, once we finish this phase on the roof, what's the rest of it look like? How we looking?
The roof,
Yeah,
just at the high school?
Yeah.
Oh, the rest of it's in good shape.
so everything, after this is done, we're good there.
Yeah, we'll have all the ballasted rock off there and it'll all be
Where's the next one?
in the middle or elementary. The
And then the
preschool
middle
back
school
there,
after that.
back here in the preschool area, it's been there since about 95.
Will we do the middle school and elementary school in phases? Like, okay.
Because, when they built the additions on at the elementary school, preschool, it used to be, it's third grade now, but those two were added on later. And that's why that'll have to be the first phase is those two areas. At the elementary, then the middle school, it's getting close to 20-something years old as well.
The gym at the high school is gonna have to be pretty soon too. The gym at the high school.
Yeah.
It's
Gym at
looking
the high
bad.
school, we had that done 98. It's,
You didn't get a lifetime warranty on that?
I wish. The warranties are getting lower though, it used to be one of them was 25 years, they're down to 20 now.
Oh, yeah.
And we're gonna have some asphalt work done at the high school, getting those numbers for me, and then we'll have to bid it out. Then we got some other areas at our other schools too in the parking lots that,
Where are we at with the field house? The field house,
we mean,
The roof and the gutter.
it's re-roofed,
it's
re-gutted.
done, everything's done.
Yeah.
We still have some additional projects, capital projects that are in the budget that are all in the process.
Sign for the high school went out to bid. Paving, as soon as the numbers come in, I'm gonna get the bid out for the paving. How much area we can do for what we have budgeted. And we got the weight room and the gym.
Big ass thing.
We got those.
Yeah.
We're just waiting for those to get, the installers to get here to put them in.
We have a digital sign for the high
Yeah.
school.
Yeah, that bid went out Monday.
What'd you say, Mike?
That bid went out Monday.
Oh, okay. All right, anything else? Your motion, we adjourn.
So moved.
Second.
Got a motion in a second. Roll call.
Rick Chadwick.
Aye.
Matthew Coleman.
Aye.
Glenn McNish.
Aye.
Mitch Ledbetter.
Done.
Thank you.